Hello and welcome to this week's Modern Toy Fair News, the weekly show that talks about toys. And with me, as usual, is Jamar_Games. How are you this week, Jamar?
Great. How about yourself, Michael? How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. I'm glad you said my name because I may have forgot to introduce myself.
Can't recall if you did or if you
Oh, I
didn't.
know I didn't because I skipped over myself and went straight to you, and I'm like, oh fuck, I might need to redo this. But
Well,
we're all
now
good.
you're agreeing that I'm the most important. Thank you.
I wouldn't go that far. Um, I'm the only person who's been on every episode of Modern Toy Fair News, just saying. Um, Anyway, if you are new to the show, the way it works is we break down the news, we do our weekly purchases, we do Turtle Watch 2020 if there's anything worth talking about, and then we wrap it all up and send you on your way after wasting about an hour of your life. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. First up, Mcfarlane has a ton, well, a decent amount of news this week. I wouldn't quite say a ton. First, we have the Spawn Kickstarter. They have an update for it, a new early production sample image. Ooh. Um, it looks kind of like just a slightly clearer image of what we saw a few weeks ago when we talked about it. Like I couldn't tell any differences.
So I'm missing out on too much because I don't think I have that here. Oh wait, nope, never mind.
It,
I see
it's
it.
the, it's the big like cream
I see it.
colored Spawn figure, so it's a little easy to miss.
Yeah, there we go. The weird background because it looks like it's on a carpet. Yeah, kind of threw
Hmm.
me off there. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it,
Yeah.
it just looks like what they showed us a couple weeks ago, where it has like, oh, here's where the articulation is, here's the joints. Like I couldn't tell a legitimate difference, but I also deleted the old picture, so I couldn't go back and look for it to compare them. Um, I don't
Cool,
know.
like hinges on the wings or the capes, I should say, not the wing. But
I think
yeah.
that might be the one thing. Now that I think about it, I don't think we saw the cape last time.
Okay.
I
Because
think
I
it
was
was
like
just the figure. So I think that might be the big
the
change
new
is that they're
part.
showing off the cape and it has hinges, which I find strange. But
Maybe with paint, it might not be as noticeable.
hopefully,
Hopefully, yeah.
because if it those hinges might look real bad when especially if you wanted his cape to be like outward and not like swooped inward.
But this is prototype, so just a small little nugget. We should really have a segment for the Spawn updates, but I'm not the host.
I mean, they'd have to come regularly enough for us to have a segment for it.
True.
Um,
What else
but
did they update us with?
So we also got a few things from the DC Multiverse line. First is they showed off the second Chase figure. So before it was the Bronze Joker from Arkham Asylum. Well, now you get Bronze Arkham Asylum Batman. um, Staying with the DC line, they also announced a much cooler announcement, which is the Bat Cycle from Dark Knight's Metal. Oh, Death Metal, not Metal. My bad. Which is coming out in January of 2021. And that thing looks badass. It looks like something you'd see like Ghost Rider riding around on.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I guess that's not a far reach though.
Yeah, I mean,
But
um,
this is pretty dope.
yeah, I might think about getting that because that's pretty cool looking.
Wait, you're not on
Um,
down for the Browns?
Not after the disappointment of Devastator not being to full scale, I've kind of turned off from the McFarlane line again.
It's a cycle.
Um, yeah, so I mean, my concern is if it doesn't scale with other things,
Yeah,
then it doesn't do me any good because they don't have a, unless they announce it later on this year, they don't have a death metal Batman,
right.
so it's not like you have anything that's going to match up. Um,
To
and
go
as
with
far as the bronze Arkham Asylum Batman, like that those are the laziest chase figures I've ever seen.
it. They're
And I
bronze.
used
What
to
do you
collect
mean?
pops. Like, come on now.
I mean, it is interesting, an interesting choice. I'm not sure who this is for. Who's like, man, I really want a bronze edition. Not even like gold or silver. You're giving us
Bronze,
bronze.
yeah,
That's third place. So that seems
yeah.
weird to me. But
Well, I mean, I guess people get like, well, they used to. I don't know if they still do because it's a weird
dude,
thing to
I
do.
think that
People
was
got
when we
like
were
baby
children.
shoes bronzed and shit.
Yeah,
So like maybe that's it. Maybe McFarlane is this like, you
for
know
the.
what? I missed out on that boat so I'm just gonna bronze some action figures instead, and that's gonna be my baby shoes.
I think
Um,
they made a bad decision. But no, either way,
yeah, I mean,
there's
I guess
someone out there.
theoretically, if you want like a Batman like statue for like a city scene or something like that, or a Joker, really odd choice, but Joker statue. This might be cool, but realistically, most statues aren't going to be in dynamic poses, so you have all those articulation lines
Oh
for
man,
nothing. So I honestly don't know. I think they just were like, you know what gets collectors hard and makes them go buy toys? Chase figures. And they're like, well, what can we do? We've already got we're already in production. Just paint a bunch of them bronze. It'll be great.
make sure they're
Um,
limited.
yeah, as long as it's limited, people will suck all sorts of dick to get those.
Jesus. Well,
Um,
dick reference that early.
yeah. um, but yeah, I don't get the appeal of it. I haven't seen anyone on the internet be like, yeah, this is the coolest thing ever. But I also haven't seen anyone like actively care enough to shit on it. So I
Just
don't
floating
know.
in the middle there. Floating in the
Yeah,
middle.
I feel like if you see it in the wild, you might get that excitement. It's like, oh, I found the chase, so you might buy it. But I don't think it's something anyone's gonna be like, I'm hunting every day this week to find that chase. I'm
Yeah.
driving 5 hours to every Target in a tri-state area to
To
get
get
that
this,
bronze Joker and Batman, man.
feel like you just pay to get it bronzed at that point.
Yeah.
I don't
Right?
know.
You really could just get some bronze spray paint, which would probably turn
Yeah.
out a little shinier and look cooler. Um,
God.
Oh man. But that's not all that they released. They did official images of the upcoming Mortal Kombat 11 Shao Kahn 7-inch figure and a preview image of the upcoming Mortal Kombat 11 Liu Kang 7-inch figure. Now, I do want to say from the pictures I've seen, Shao Kahn, I believe, is bigger. He's not 7 inches. I think he's supposed to be a little bit taller, so he's in scale with the rest of them, but I didn't see anything confirming that. So it's either going to be like, oh, awesome, he's actually like a big motherfucker, or they shrunk him down to fit him in those rinky dink boxes.
Well, if McFarlane really throws me off here because I can't really get mad at like sometimes like the detailing because they're not like super expensive figures to begin
Hmm.
with. I mean, these are probably going to be like $20, I'm
Yeah, they're
assuming.
usually about 20 to 25, depending on where you get them.
But like, I was excited to see Liu Kang, and it's just kind of like I don't know. It just looks
It looks real generic.
yeah, it looks like generic. And I mean this in no offense, but it looks like they're like I don't know what Liu Kang looks like. Just make Asian man with long hair. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah,
what
that.
it doesn't. I don't know, but I don't know. That just kind of is weird. Which is also weird because Shao Kahn like that looks pretty cool. That looks like the
Yeah,
detailing in the
Shao
armor
Kahn
and
looks
stuff.
pretty
So it's
legit, but
kind of confusing.
I mean, Shao Kahn, based on that figure, is at least like close to being production. I feel like Liu Kang is still maybe in pre-production, so he's not finished. Hence why we only got like the profile, like shoulder up
Yeah, that
image.
makes sense.
Maybe
That's
once
fair.
they show off some better images, he might look a lot better. But yeah, he looks real generic. But eh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like Liu
What's
Kang also doesn't have like those defining, like he doesn't have a cool mask or ice effects or armor. I mean, he really is just like a martial artist in like usually like red pants with a headband and maybe some wrist
kind of
gauntlets. Like
emotion on the face is what I would probably like to see out of it. He just looked
you don't like
emotionless
that
as
stale
well.
bitch face.
Yeah, that's probably what it has. You know, what's turning me off on this. But eh.
I
What's
feel it.
the company that makes the other
Storm
Mortal Kombat?
collectibles,
Storm.
the
Okay,
significantly
yeah,
better
but
company.
those
Yeah,
ones are like a
80
hundred and some
bucks.
bucks. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought they were like one. Maybe it was like what?
If you get the bigger ones, like the
Okay,
half horse, half man one, that one was like
yeah, the
120 or something like
that's the
that.
one
But
I was
most of the
thinking
standard
about.
ones are usually like in the $80 range.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good that you have the option. You can get
Yeah.
cheap collection of Mortal Kombat
If
that
you're on a
have these.
budget, these still look good enough that they're
Yeah,
passable. If you've got the money, get Storm collectibles.
yeah, that's fair. That's
That's
all I
it.
wanted to say.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I 100% agree. He does look kind of stale, but and I don't know how much that's going to change between now and when they actually get legitimate like pictures out of him and not just
Right.
some mediocre Head and
We'll keep an
Shoulders.
eye out for it.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll see it within the next month or so.
Mm.
Because usually McFarlane seems to be like, here's preview pictures, and then a couple weeks later, here's everything. Oh, and it's up for pre-order. Oh, and don't forget about our Spawn Kickstarter. Um, so they usually just like go from 0 to 60 real quick
Right.
over at McFarlane.
I'll definitely be keeping an eye out.
Moving on though, so our Lord and Savior Super7 has released a first look of their upcoming GI Joe Cyborg Cobra BAT version 1 figure. This retro figure stands at 11 inches tall, features a removable chest piece that reveals all of his internal robot bits, and includes interchangeable arm weapons. And in spite of the images, or the image that they showed, that says pending license approval, which would tell me that they're not even close to like production on this. Big Bad Toy Store has this up for pre-order. It's $74.99 and it's listed for November 2020. So they're, according to them, unless it's a typo and it's supposed to be 21, that's 2 months away, and they haven't even gotten this thing fully approved.
Well, I mean, that could just be simply Big Bad Toy Store just jumping ahead of the gun, and they're just, hey, we'll pre-order it. We'll fulfill the orders once they come in. I mean, I have something pre-ordered, and it just keeps pushing the date back every month that it's not there. So,
I mean, yeah, sometimes that is 100% like Big Bad Toy Store just, getting a
jumping,
little
yeah,
eager and putting things up as like listed sooner than they're supposed to be, or just not
right.
updating it when it actually gets pushed back. But a lot of that is the actual manufacturer, because for whatever reason, Big Bad Toy Store is one of the last places to get their orders on figures.
Huh.
Because I have seen, for instance, I have the Great Ape Vegeta that I pre-ordered through them for Figuarts. Still hasn't arrived. Just shipped like a couple days ago, finally. And I've seen people posting pictures of them getting theirs already from other places.
Had 'em. Yeah,
A week or two ago. So for whatever reason, Big Bad Toy Store is always getting things late to the game.
yeah.
We were all joking in one of the Figure Arts Facebook groups about the fact that like, well, it's September 1st and it still just says late August for our pre-orders. So
I should at least update the month like
yeah,
it did for
you'd
me.
think that, come in, September 1st in the morning, you might be like, oh, let's go and update any of the things that haven't shipped
Yeah.
yet. Nope, they're just like, fuck it. We'll get to it. We get to it. We
Uh,
didn't charge you, so we don't owe you
yeah,
anything yet.
I was literally
Um,
just about to say it. I'm like, look, they didn't take your money first, so I guess they kind of have a little bit of a leeway.
yeah, I mean, if you ain't getting the money first, then they have
Take
no
your
reason to
time.
put out.
Like, oh God, I just realized what you're saying. So on the website, real quick, is it just this photo for the pre-order?
Yeah, that's it. Well, no, so here's the thing. So Super 7 released this photo.
Okay.
Big Bad Toy Store just has a GI Joe logo. They don't even have this picture up. Which I would
Right
assume,
on.
because of the fact that it's
It's
still
not
pending the
approved yet.
license,
Yeah.
that they can't legally put it up.
That's
Um,
awesome. I love it.
so I'm just like, wow, okay. Um, cool.
I'm down with it.
So this is one thing that I am curious about. So Super 7 has all of the Ultimates lines for like Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, He-Man, so on and so forth. Well, if they're going to start doing GI Joe like retro figures, I would assume that opens the doors for them to start doing Ultimates, which would probably be problematic because Hasbro is actively putting like
Right.
really good GI Joe figures out there. So I don't know if they'd be cool with that, or if there's like, that's a different price range. If someone wants something that's like super deluxe, go to them. But we're
Yeah.
here for the working man.
Well, I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. I just don't know if that necessarily automatically assumes that, they're getting the ultimate line with it,
Yeah, I
but
mean, I'm not assuming that. I'm just
but
curious
I see
if
what you
it
mean.
opens that door though, because
Yeah.
I mean they did like retro figure versions of like most of the lines that they kind of currently have in the Ultimates before they started doing the Ultimates for the most
Right.
part. So I'm just curious if that's like the next step, if we're gonna see 6 months from now, here's Ultimates Cobra Commander and
Yeah.
Destro, and I swear to God, if they make a better version of Pimp Daddy Destro, I'm gonna be
I knew
so
you were
mad.
going there. I knew you were going there. But I also think though it makes a lot of sense for them to do the retro. Why? Like just kind of seeing what like they put out all the time anyways. This kind of
Hmm.
makes perfect sense. But yeah, I see what you mean. You just
Yeah.
want an Ultimates
I
version
just
of
want an ultimate Pimp
Distro.
Daddy Destro with like
That's
a soft goods, fur cape and
Oh god.
some better painted burning $100
Yeah.
bills. Like, count me in. I've seen people start getting those, but Entertainment Earth still hasn't charged me or shipped anything, so
Oh.
I guess I'll get them when I get them.
Oh god.
However, where were we? So we were just like Super 7.
Yeah.
So good old Mezco gave our wallets a surprise diddling this past
Oh
Wednesday.
boy.
So they announced via a few different YouTubers on Tuesday the new 112 Collective Rumble Society Doc Nocturnal figure, which then went up for pre-order on Wednesday. He includes a removable wired cape, a glow-in-the-dark alternative head, a gas mask, a pair of removable goggles, 4 Hades Inferno grenades, Death Ray, and removable glow-in-the-dark energy beam effect, a Ferryman Bespoke handgun, a Iron Talon grapple claw, a Iron Talon grapple claw with posable wire, a Night Watch, a supersonic disruptor, a Tommy gun with 2 removable drum magazines, 2 gun blast effects, one that's a single and one that's got 3 bullets, a display stand with posable arm, and he's packaged with collectible pack of cards, a T-shirt, and a comic book. He was 112 as far, oh, $112, and sold out in about 40 minutes after the site continued to crash for the entirety of that 40 minutes. And then there was a whole like debacle on top of that. So a lot of people were complaining at first because when they went to pre-order, they only had small, medium, and large for the shirt sizes. And then later on, anyone who ordered it got an email saying, "Hey, there was a mix-up on the site. We do have extra large available. If you'd like to change your order to an extra large, email this email address." So that was a nice thing, unless you're someone who was like, "Oh, well, I can't get my shirt size, so I don't want this awesome action figure," and didn't order it. In which case, you're stupid, and you also got fucked because you could have switched it later anyway.
I would honestly be concerned to just like I would have just took the smaller size, and then if
Mhm.
they offered to switch it, I'd be like, nah, don't mess with my order. Like I just prefer. I mean, I'm not assuming that they would mess up anything, but I would just kind of terrify me
Oh, I
in
would.
that
It's
sense.
Mezco. They find a way to mess up everything.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
being
hell.
oh go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you being the Mezco super fan. I'm assuming you pre-ordered this
Oh
or
yeah, I
you try.
100% did.
Okay.
I was in a parking lot of Spirit Halloween, an hour away from
How
home,
fitting. That is perfect.
or pre-ordering this thing for 20 minutes trying to get through my cart. Um, I did manage to get it, which is great. I
Mhm.
still am butthurt that they keep doing this whole thing of here's all this extra shit you don't want to give us more money.
Yeah, I mean that's a big
Because
package though of the
it
112. Like that's a lot that you get. But I
Yeah,
get
it
it.
is, but like the figure itself would probably be 85 or 90. So I
Yeah.
guess yeah, for 25 or 20 or 2 extra dollars, it's you get a decent amount. But I have really little to no interest in the shirt. It looks cool, but it's just not something I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that. The trading cards,
Yeah.
if they went all out and made them legit trading cards where you just get randomized ones and you could actually trade amongst collectors,
Yeah.
then 100% do it. But I know this is going to end up just being everyone got the same like 13 cards, just because I can't imagine them going all out in that fashion. Um, and as far as I don't remember what the last thing was that it came with, it was the T-shirt,
Comic book.
the cards, oh, the comic book. I if they made a legitimate comic book, I'd do it. But the
Yeah.
last 2 comic books we got were these rinky-dink little like 6-inch tall
Oh,
crappy
you're
things. It's
not
not
talking
like a
like full
legit
size.
comic book. Like it's not
Oh,
something that like
that's
it.
surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually like a rinky-dink little thing that probably costs them a couple bucks to make each. Um, so if it's ends up being a legit like comic book size, sure, but it usually isn't.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, it just looks like a lot, so I mean, they got me. Of course, I didn't pre-order
Yeah.
this, but I thought,
I mean,
man, it's a
they
lot
got
of
me
things
just
in
because
it.
the figure's cool. So I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it
true. We didn't
really
even
doesn't
talk
make
about
a
the
difference.
figures, so, which it is
Because
pretty awesome.
That's the problem with being a Mezco fan is you want the figure so bad you'll pay extra for all the garbage you don't want and just hope that someone else wants it and didn't pick it up.
That's fair. You're
Yeah.
like unrelated. Anybody want a
Yeah, unrelated. Come
t-shirt?
November, if anyone's interested in a shirt, a comic book, and a pack of cards, hit me up. Um,
Uh,
so moving on, back to Hasbro, they actually issued a statement stating they are aware of the lack of black paint deco on the helmet of their Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder White Ranger figure, which is exclusive to Walgreens right now. The tweet read, Drago Power, White Ranger. The Dino Thunder White Ranger is now available exclusively at Walgreens. We apologize for the deco issue. We are making it right. Go to consumercare.hasbro.com for info on receiving a replacement helmet for free. Now that is a fucking company right there.
it's actually pretty cool. That's pretty
Like
cool.
I mean I saw people like bitching about this like a couple days ago of like it looked bad. Like they
That's
just
why I
had the
almost want to see
red
how bad.
visor. If you I in the drive there is a screenshot of the tweet and it has the like the three pictures of it without and then the one
Oh,
picture with the deco.
now I see it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it just has that red visor in the middle and with no black paint anywhere near it. Um, but yeah, this
Good
I
on
mean
them though.
yeah, good on them. That's how you should do it. Like if while I agree at the end of the day it's on the retailer to replace a broken item that's out of package or that was broken from the factory. I do believe that the factory is responsible for, you know, making it right if you just straight up fucked up the entire line.
Yeah, and luckily it was just like the helmet or like the swappable head, so you
Hmm.
didn't that's cool. That's pretty cool. But man, that's bad.
Yeah, it looks really bad, but good on them. Hey,
Yeah.
it's better than Jazzwares, who, I mean, Jeremy Padower was like, "Oh yeah, we know that some of the AEW championship belts, the side plates are messed up and swapped and reversed and stuff like that. We're gonna fix it in the future." Like, okay, like this is what they should
Protecting
have
that,
done.
I guess is what
They
it
should
is.
have offered either to send you new side plates because they're removable, so you can just pop them in and out,
Hmm.
or send you a whole new fucking belt.
You're right.
Um, but hey, that's on them. They lost my business, so
Those belts cost them so much.
it really does, man. You'd think so based on the way Mattel treats it.
Right.
Um, so next up, we're gonna move on to some NECA news. Exclusively through Shout Factory is a new NECA 8-inch cloth retro figure based on the character Frank Armit from They Live. You can buy the figure through a couple different bundle options with the movie, or if you just want the figure by itself, it's available for $39.99. So I'm just gonna be upfront about this. I've never seen the movie.
Same. They live. The funny thing is like I before we started recording, I mentioned like, hey, I saw this figure in here. And I was like, oh, that's the one black guy, but I know the actor from other movies, so not from this. So like that's why I was like, wait, they live? Hmm. Shame on me.
I mean, I've
I'm assuming it's some
seen
'80s movie, right?
it's yeah, it's a very like cult classic type movie. It's got those like those people who almost look like skeletons where their face like is just completely like their skin and bone and their faces are kind of blue and they got the crazy eyes and like there's a guy and a lady and like the newscasters and stuff.
Yeah, you just completely sold that movie for me.
I don't know. That's all the only part I've seen of that movie is it, so I really don't know a whole lot about it.
It's got the
Um,
guy and the girl and the things.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
yeah,
I just did a quick little,
Google
Google
search, which
search,
is way better
and I
than
just
me trying to describe it
yeah.
to you.
So yeah, I've seen these
Um,
images before, but I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie. I've seen the characters though, and I know NECA did the retro, like I think a 2-pack of these at one point, or is doing a 2-pack. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
And it even comes with like the little TV, and it's got the newscasters on the screen, and it's pretty
That's
cool
cool.
looking. Um, I do think it's $39.99 is a bit steep though. Like I feel like that should have been maybe I don't know, like these figures usually are like 25, $30. So I don't know why this one suddenly is like 40. If it's just because
I
it's
mean,
exclusive to this company and they're like, "Oh, well, we
we'll
want a
charge you more.
bigger, chunk of the change than Target does."
The only argument I could say is the soft good clothing. Like most of my, well, I guess that doesn't count because they're turtles. Yeah, never
I
mind.
mean, even
I will
then,
give him
like
that
if you want
pass.
to go soft goods route, we got trench coat Raph in a 2-pack with Casey Jones,
That's
and that was
true for
50, so that's
50.
25 each.
That's very, very true. It's very true. It's probably some exclusivity deal, and they probably really wanted to just sell them as a bundle. But then
Hmm.
also on top of that, I'm just gonna apologize for Neca for you guys. But it might have something to do with the small amount of orders that they're gonna have for this. This probably won't sell nearly as much because it's not a
Yeah,
Walmart
that's
exclusive.
probably you're probably right. That's probably a lot more accurate. It's probably more so a situation where because the production order was so low, they didn't get as good of a cost from the factory kind of
Right.
thing.
That's
That makes more
my
sense.
only thought. I mean, the face is uncanny, which is trippy.
Right?
Like even like I know this actor from other movies is like older, and like looking at the Google screenshots, he's younger in this film, obviously because it was a long time ago, and it looks just like him. It's so weird. So I can attest to that. That's some good work there.
Yeah, when Neca was showing this off, like people were like, "Oh, this is so cool," blah blah blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't
You're
know who
like,
that
yeah,
is, but sure. And then they showed like a side by side of him and they like even the actor like now as an older guy holding
yeah.
the figure, and I'm like, okay, I can definitely see the resemblance. If I de-age you in my mind about like 40 years, yeah, I could see
That makes
that.
sense.
Um, but yeah,
So
so
yeah,
if you're into that, I mean, I didn't look at the prices of the bundles, but it looks like they have one that comes with like the Blu-ray, one that comes with like the Blu-ray and the soundtrack, like all sorts of cool little shit you can get. So I feel like realistically, if you're a fan of the movie this much that you're going to buy this action figure,
right.
you're probably better off just buying the bundle and getting all the extra stuff because
Well, no, my argument was the exact opposite. You probably already have the movie, unless this is the first
well,
time it's
this is well,
available on
but based
4K.
on I say, yeah, I assume it's the first time it's available in 4K. Be my
Okay, then
guess.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Um, because hell, I don't even think I've ever seen a Blu-ray of this movie at the store or anything.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
so,
shopped for a Blu-ray in a long time
as
though.
someone who still consumes physical media on a regular basis, I can vouch that I do not recall seeing this movie as a Blu-ray on the shelves
Yeah,
at like a Best
so
Buy
that's
or a Walmart
exciting.
or a Target. So it's a good chance it's probably been a long time since it's been released.
Right. So definitely do the bundle is what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, unless it's like super expensive. Like they want like $80 for the 4K Blu-ray and the figure, then tell them to go fuck themselves and just go get a Big Mac or something. I don't know. Um, spend
Oh
your
man.
spend your money better than giving NECA and these people crazy amounts of money for an old movie and a action figure. Um, Moving on though, so Square Enix announced the new Kingdom Hearts 3 Bring Arts figures of Sora, Riku, Aqua, and Terra. The set is going to be released in May of 2021. Sora will stand at 6 inches tall and include a stand, multiple heads, nano gear, keyblade, and starlight keyblade. Riku will stand at 6.5 inches and include multiple heads, face pieces, stand, Braveheart keyblade, Way to the Dawn keyblade, and a Broken Way to the Dawn keyblade. Aqua will stand at 6 inches tall, include multiple hands, stand, 3 face pieces, and Master Keeper keyblade. And Terra will stand at 7 inches tall and include a stand, multiple hands, 2 portraits, Earth Shaker Keyblade, and Master Z Note Keyblade. If you didn't notice by me struggling through that, I did not play Kingdom Hearts 3. I have not played Kingdom Hearts since the first release of Kingdom Hearts 2, just because it's gotten so crazy with the 3,000 games on 30 different platforms. Like I just can't keep up, and I gave up.
Well, as you know, I host a TV show. I host a
Oh
podcast
wow, man!
called Why. Yeah, I haven't
I
let you know. I
apparently
have to quit the
didn't
show
get that
now.
memo.
It's gonna be live on TNT every Wednesday.
Oh,
No,
oh,
I
you took AEW's spot. That explains why
yeah.
they have to keep moving around.
That's actually because of the NBA. But I do host a show called Why Are You a Gamer? And a lot of people that I've had on are huge fans of Kingdom Hearts. And every time they talk about it, I'm like, you know what? I need to just take the plunge and play this. And every single person is like, you don't do it. Just don't do it because there's too much canon for you to actually follow through with the story
Oh yeah.
because there's so many things. So I was gonna make the joke. I wonder if these figures are canon and you have to buy them to get some backstory, like to know something about the next game that's coming out. And if you don't have these
Oh my
figures, you're gonna
god.
miss out on it. But Sora,
That would not surprise me.
I don't know much about these characters and the backstory and stuff. I think I did watch like a video that was explaining like all the different things when the new game, like Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out. And I was like, I would be a fan of this had I played these. And these figures look pretty badass.
Oh, I
But yeah,
100% agree. Like, I played through 1 and 2, but then they were like, here's some
like
Game
two and a
Boy Advance
half.
games, here's
Yep.
3DS games, here's a PSP game, here's a Vita game,
And they're
here's
all
everything but
canon.
main console. Um, like it
There's a
just
mobile game too.
yeah, there's a mobile game that is actually important
Yes,
to the canon.
actually, yes.
Like there was a point I picked up Kingdom Hearts 3 for my girlfriend, and she'd only played 1 and 2. She had not played any of the extras. So she had to go and watch a YouTube video that was like several hours long
To get
to
all
try
the
to make sense of all of the extra shit that happens in that game series. And by the end of it, she was even more confused than she would have if she would have just played the game and just
just
assumed,
played
oh, that's a new person I don't know. Oh, that's a new person I know.
it.
Um,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
good for them getting some cool figures. I'd
I
like
mean,
the idea if Square Enix could make some more figures from other games that I like, you know.
they still kind of do. They do like some Final Fantasy stuff.
Oh,
They did
yeah.
do at at one point.
Oh, that's what I was kind
Um,
of more so hitting towards. I'd like a cool Laura Croft, especially in the new design for like
well,
the
I'm pretty sure they. I don't know if they ever did a normal release, but that's what came with the collector's edition of the first game.
was it a statue or was it?
No, it was an actual legit figure,
Ah, damn, I missed out
fully
on that.
posable. Like, um, it was either made by Square Enix or it was made by PlayArts. Is one of them, but they
Yeah,
had a full. I think she was like 8 inches tall. She was a little tall, like out of scale of everything else. But
yeah.
yeah, she came with those weird like pickaxe things that she'd climb the walls with, a bow and arrow, and I think a pistol.
Oh, damn.
It was pretty legit figure.
Yeah. I always
Um,
ignore collector's editions because they're typically like statues, but
yeah, and,
yeah,
and even then, even if the statue looks cool in the pictures, by the time you get it, it looks like something you get out of the quarter machine.
Fallout.
Oh,
Sorry.
hey, they used to have good collector's editions. And that helmet was legit. The only thing
It
about
was.
that collector's edition people were butthurt about was a fucking bag that no one cared about until it wasn't as advertised and pointed out. And I'm like, well, you know what?
Get that
I
reference.
want a Drake statue from Uncharted 3 when I was advertised this beautiful statue and got this hunk of plastic that looks like it's a $20 knockoff down at the game exchange. Um,
It was. I got you started. I'm sorry, man.
yeah. But anyway, yeah. So the figures look absolutely incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at these, part of me almost wants to pick up Sora and Riku just because those are the only two I know out of the set. But also because they just look so cool, and especially because Sora, I'm pretty sure that's his like Big Hero 6 like
Yeah, because of the
setup.
visor. Is that what you're thinking?
The visor and then the one keyblade looks like it's probably from that.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it does. It has like the black pixelated.
mhm.
Yeah, so yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, that kind of sells me on it. But I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need Kingdom Hearts figures. Why the fuck am I thinking of buying Kingdom Hearts figures? This makes no sense.
Because you host a show, that is why you're thinking about it.
Oh, dude, yeah, this show is dangerous. If you're went from collecting like two or three figure lines, now I've got like 6 or 7. Um, so
Show and
if
tell's
the
gonna be
show ever
pretty
stops
crazy.
going up, it's because I couldn't afford to pay my internet bill anymore to get on this chat because I have too many action figures I have to keep up on. Um, anyway, moving on though. So if you live in good old Canada, you can now get the Toys R Us exclusive Jeffrey as Superman Pop. Why are you shaking your head?
Because it's why is it Canada only?
Because Toys
Do
R Us.
do we not love Toys R Us? Apparently we didn't, because it's
Oh yeah,
half
we
of the
clearly didn't
country.
because we let them go the fuck under.
It wasn't
Everyone
our
was a Toys R Us kid until it came time to fucking pay for their purchases.
So I'm a Toys R Us kid, not a Toys R Us dog. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. Oh
And
man.
also, I just want to put it out there.
Mhm.
Fuck all you. I supported Toys R Us. I was there. I went. That was part of my route every week when I'd go toy hunting on Wednesdays. Is I would hit up like the WalMarts, the Targets, and I'd end at Toys R Us. Just because that way, if I didn't find anything anywhere else, I would, maybe
You knew it
justify
was
spending
there.
a little extra at Toys R Us because I'd have the money
Oh
still.
yeah, a glowing endorsement for Toys R Us. It was
I
at
didn't
the
say
end
they
of
had a
my
good
route
business
if
model.
I didn't
I'm just
find what
saying
I was
I
looking
supported
for
them because I
elsewhere.
went there. I actually bought things.
I
So
supported them because I was a two-time seasonal employee for Toys R Us.
fuck you. I tried to apply there multiple times and they never even called me back.
Yeah. That was
I
a
was like,
fun
oh man,
seasonal
if I get
job.
a discount, I might actually be able to pay retail for this stuff.
Discount wasn't that great.
That was part of the joke. Um,
Oh.
usually discounts aren't great. The only place I know that has a good discount is Best Buy. Everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Oh
Um,
god. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
yeah,
It,
it's a cool thing. I do think it's funny that Funko is still making Toys R Us exclusives for it literally being at that point a
well, they
Canadian
kind of have
exclusive.
to though. They kind of have to. It's kind of their mascot. So
But
it
well,
has.
not Funko's mascot.
No, it's Toys R Us. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying that I'm surprised Funko is making Toys R Us exclusives.
Oh, okay. I
With
see
it
what you're
being
saying.
Canada only at this point. I mean, there's 2 stores in the US, but I don't even know if they carry Funko Pops
Yeah. I almost want to import this in just because I don't know. It's cool. I wonder how far
I
the closest Toys R Us is to me.
from in Canada
Yeah,
or in general.
in Canada. Like, I mean,
I
Niagara Falls is not that far. It's a 5-hour drive.
I doubt it's at Niagara Falls. It's probably at like
Maybe
Toronto or
Toronto.
Calgary.
It's only about 5.5 hours for Toronto.
Well, I mean, if you want to make that 5-hour trek to get a Jeffrey Pop,
If it wasn't
um,
for COVID, I probably would do it. No,
I'm not
but
gonna
yeah,
lie. Like
if
every
I
day, it
went, you'd
seems
be
like a
like,
better idea to move to Canada. They've got Toys R Us. They've got free healthcare. I mean,
yeah, your list just stopped right there. Jeez.
they've got penguins. Remember, we had that whole discussion on
Oh,
Fanboy Fight Club.
good thing Jake doesn't listen to this show.
I mean, if there's like 20 people that do. So hopefully, none of you are zoologists and get angry at me for
The
spouting off nonsense
penguins.
about penguins, even though I stand that there are penguins in Canada because they have zoos.
Well,
Ha,
then
I
that
win.
case, there's penguins everywhere.
And also, I'm pretty sure my argument that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Anyway, so moving on before I go into defending my arguments from Fanboy Fight Club.
a show that
Um,
maybe no one has watched. So
yeah, I mean,
or listen.
realistically, good for you. Uh, so some leaked images of the new unannounced Marvel Legends Hellfire Goon figure have popped up from across the pond. Um, so we've already seen the Hellfire Club, basically Comic-Con exclusive that's going to go up for pre-order later this month, where it comes with the 4 main members. Well, now you can get army build some goons. So rumor is probably on Hasbro Pulse, just like all the other army builder figures have been. I assume it'll probably be $14.99 plus shipping. That's what they usually are. But yeah, this one it's clearly from overseas because it's got that European price sticker on it. So I'm guessing either it got released early over there or because the factory's definitely not going to be over there. It's probably going to be in China like everywhere else. So I'm not sure how they randomly got a hold of it before they even had a chance to announce it because they're doing PulseCon later this month too.
Unless maybe resellers, maybe not. Maybe small retailers are getting them. Well, yeah. If you're saying it's only through Pulse, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you try to get the other like army builder, like the Hydra soldiers, for instance,
Right.
those are through Hasbro Pulse.
Huh.
And I'm just confused on how someone randomly, unless this is someone who maybe knows someone from Hasbro, and they were like, "Hey man, check this out. I got this. I don't collect the Legends line
Instantly, he just sold it
and
on
just sent
or
it
put
to
it
him, and the
on.
dude's like, "Look what I got," and he's like, "Oh fuck, you weren't supposed to show anybody that.
It's
We're announcing that
like
like in 3 weeks." Um,
I'm gonna stick with that. That's
yeah,
what
but that,
happened.
that wouldn't make sense for the price sticker. That's the one thing that stands out to me. That one that's like, how?
Yeah. Huh.
Um, then again, I don't know if Hasbro Pulse ships internationally, so maybe it is something where like a retailer ordered them through Hasbro and they got there early
And they're like,
with
don't
the
open it
expectation that they'd
until
be available to buy day one after the con, whenever they're supposed to
right.
be like released. And they accidentally put it out early, and they're like, "Oh shit, we shouldn't have done that," and put the rest back afterwards. I don't know.
Can't put the genie back in the bottle after that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
honestly surprised Hasbro. I mean, I guess it doesn't really make a difference because if they're gonna announce it at PulseCon, there's no sense in announcing it now because we'll get actual legitimate images, not just some dude in his backyard.
That's funny.
um, So next up, we do have some Star Wars news. So pre-orders went up for the Star Wars Black Series gaming greats Knights of the Old Republic, Darth Nihilus. I'm sorry for all the Star Wars fans out there. I didn't play Old Republic, so I
Never
don't know how
played
to pronounce
Knights.
the name.
Yeah. Me either.
Um,
So
yeah, I know he looks
we're
cool,
letting
and
down the culture,
we
man.
really are. We're terrible at this.
We're the
No
worst
wonder
nerds
nobody
ever.
watches the show. Is
The
like
worst
I'm just
nerds.
like I don't know who this character is. I didn't watch that movie. Like,
I
oof.
don't play those video games.
I will say this though, if we ever do get like a big audience, it'll be great for the algorithm because there'll be like hundreds of people just correcting me 24/7 in the comments. Um,
That's
so
true.
so maybe that's the key to success is we just have to get that base there. So then they rip me a new asshole in the comments and make the video more noticeable.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this figure is badass. I know
Yeah.
I've seen this character before, despite not playing the game. I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure he's on the cover of it. Uh, I personally, I backed out of the Black Series line. I had to make some cuts because I had too many hands and too many cookie jars, so I had to get rid of some stuff. And Star Wars just didn't make the cut, unfortunately. But it's definitely cool. If you haven't yet, I'd pre-order this as soon as possible because with GameStop, it seems like they'll have pre-orders for a decent amount of time, but then once they're gone, they're gone. And they usually get just enough for pre-orders at the stores nowadays.
I'm asking you this question again because you're a professional. Have
That's
they
okay.
done other gaming greats?
Oh yeah,
Or
this is
was
an
this a
ongoing series. So they
okay?
did Darth Revan,
Uh huh.
both the Jedi version and the Sith version. They did a battle droid that was like more of like a dark reddish. Um, they did. There
It's
was a
been
couple
mostly
others.
like older, or not older, but like
Yeah,
they built the
all
base
the
of like a knight.
newer characters from like, for instance, Fallen Order have been
Yes,
in the
that's
normal line. They got an actual like set of just characters from that.
gotcha.
The gaming greats is more so just like games that they aren't going to go back and pull an entire like cast of characters from. They're just gonna pull like the big ones.
Right, makes
Um,
sense. Excuse me, I'm just heading over to Big Bad Toy Store to
GameStop.com. Oh,
try and find Cal from
oh yeah,
Jedi Fallen Order.
yeah. He came out. He came out right around the time that the new Star Wars movie came out. So he came out back in November, December last year.
I'm not gonna be able to find that. That's gonna be fun for me.
I'll keep an eye out because I imagine there's probably some GameStop somewhere that has him as a peg warmer. Because despite the fact that the game, like people loved it, that the video game figures from that line didn't seem to sell very much.
Oh, let me know.
Yeah, so and even if he probably isn't super crazy expensive, even if you have to go third party.
Ew.
Um, but that leads us to the last news story for the week, and that is Tamashii Nations put up the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Recoome figure for pre-order. It comes with interchangeable hands, interchangeable heads, 3-star Namekian Dragon Ball, the Namekian Frog, the alternative Frog Expression head for Captain Genyu, and he comes out in March of 2021. He's currently $72 on the Premium Bandai website. He's up for pre-order pretty much just until either they hit their limit or until they decide to take him down. That's because usually they give you, they're kind of like Super 7 where they give you a to and from date, but on his they didn't. So I'm assuming that because the Ginyu Force seems to be a lot more limited of a set, that he's probably just going to be like, we hit that number, we're done kind of thing. If you want the Ginyu Force, I will say this right now, pre-order from the Premium Bandai store, because while yes, you have to pay up front, you get a significantly better price than if you try to order from Big Bad Toy Store, because Big Bad Toy Store, I'm pretty sure, is upcharging on these between like $30 and $40. I know I missed out on the Kid Gohan figure because I forgot that it was ending and just never got around to pre-ordering it. And now if I want it, it's like $80 on Big Bad Toy Store, and he was like 50 on Bandai Premium Bandai.
Wow. Did you pre-order this?
I'm going to. I haven't
Okay.
yet. I'm waiting just because I want to make sure because I originally wasn't going to get the Any Force. I was like, I don't need them. But then I'm like, oh, but the Frieza saga was really like the best Dragon Ball Z saga. And they were such like an important part of that. So I'm like, well, if I can find Genyu at a decent price, then I'll do it. But if I can't get Genyu, then there's no sense in getting Recoome,
Yeah.
Jace, Birder, and Gordo. So we'll see. I'm on the hunt. So far, it seems like he's like $65. So it's not terrible. I think
Yeah,
he
it's not
was like
terrible.
55 when he was on their store. So I might find him. We'll see.
I just like to follow that journey through your mind of you trying to rationalize.
Well, what really killed it, what really for me is I just finished the like Frieza saga in the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game. Because it went on
uh,
sale for $40 a few
yeah, I
weeks ago
remember.
or
Yeah.
about a month ago, and I bought it. And I've been slowly just making like in my free time, making my way through it. And I think last night or the night before, I actually finished the saga. So the Ginyu Force was very fresh in my mind. I'm like, oh man, this really was like the best Dragon Ball Z saga. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I do need them because I mean, they're just fucking a blast. The fact that there's like striking poses whenever the hell they.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's funny.
So yeah, if I can get Genyu, I'll pre-order Recoome and Jace, and then Birder and Gordo when they come. Um, but yeah, so the only thing I do wish about this is I almost wish that they would have made the armor removable, so that way you could do the like him in just his little like black jumpsuit that's torn up with his
Yeah.
ass hanging out. Because with these being so limited and just being kind of like a not mass released figure, I can't imagine anytime soon they'll go revisit them to make alternative versions.
Yeah.
Because they
Custom.
still haven't made an alternative version of Nappa where he's like butt ass naked. So
Because not everyone wants to. Never.
I'm sorry, but
Like, take them
I've,
clothes off. No.
I've I mean, that's why I'm a Mezco fan. It's everything soft goods. You just anyway. But yeah. So no, I feel like Nappa. If you imagine Nappa, you don't imagine him in his armor standing there with Vegeta
Right.
waiting for Goku to show up. You imagine him getting the shit pushed out of him by Goku.
Right.
So like, and at that point, his armor was already shattered, and like you've got that pose where like Goku's like got him up in the air, and he's like just all dead and like hanging there. Or even like when Vegeta eventually kills him, like he doesn't have his armor on. So like I feel like that's the more like iconic version of Nappa than just him all like fresh and looking good and in his shiny armor.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just teasing you.
But yeah, that's it for the news. So that moves us on to Turtle Watch 2020. Yeah, no energy from Jamar tonight, and you don't know why?
I
Because there's
was waiting.
nothing in Turtle Watch this week. You know what Turtle Watch this week is? It's I pre-ordered the diorama and the accessory
Here you
pack.
go. That's your cue.
That's your Turtle Watch 2020 news this week.
No, here you go. There's no Turtle Watch 2020 news. How about you watch Rise of the TMNT?
Oh my god, that was ugh.
uh,
Ugh.
All right. Show
You're
and tell.
yes,
Yay.
on to weekly purchases. So do you got anything for us this week?
I do. I do. Do you have anything?
Oh, I've
Of
always
course
got
you do.
things. I need to go to AA for action figures.
I'm
So
trying to get you in there, man. I've been looking in your area. No, so what I have, if you cannot tell, I did do this on purpose. My Alpha
oh
5.
yeah, with the way it's
So
framed, I couldn't see that. Just like you can barely see the top of my shirt.
jeez, there you
Ay ay ay.
go. So I, of course, have the 2-pack of Alpha 5. Ooh, my lighting is a little bit better, so you can see them
Oh yeah,
better.
you can actually
And
see
then
them. They're not all like blown out.
that's pretty dope, you know? Well,
Oh, I didn't know
that
he lit
kind
up.
of I didn't either. I did not. On the back of the box, I saw it had the AAA, and I was like, "What is that for?" And then I was like, "Oh!" And it also kind of like pulsates, so it looks like he's talking. So you do
Nice.
like the Rangers. There's an issue. Okay. And then when I did that, so I kind of got on a roll there. So of course, that 2-pack was there, and then I got Red Ranger. Here we go. Cool. This is, of course, the Lightning series. Now that light is a little too harsh. There you go. You can see it. You know what it looks like. And then those two were at Walmart. So I found those. And then we stopped at GameStop because we were at a Target and there was a GameStop near. And I was like, hey, let's just go check it out. And got my boy Billy, Blue Ranger, GameStop. That was exciting. And then I told my wife, you know what? I'm not in a rush to find all of them. So I'll just, if we see them, we see them. You know, that's how it goes. And then I went to Walgreens
Oh no.
and I have the Pink Ranger as well. But my luck has stopped there. I have not found the rest. However, I know Best Buy carries Zach, and he's in the cart right now. And then I just have to find a Yellow Ranger. That's it, and I'll be good.
Yeah. So story time. This has been an ongoing thing for about a month now since
Yeah,
because I had found the Red Ranger and Alpha at Walmart, and Jamar had expressed a little bit of interest of possibly starting the Mighty Morphin
yeah.
collection. And I was like, hey, well, they've got these here if you want them. And he's like, give me a few days to talk it over, see if I can convince the wife that it's a necessity. And then a few days later, he's like, nope, I don't need them. And I'm like, all
Yeah, I was
right.
like, I'm good, I'm good.
And then a few days later, he's like, hey, so I
I
think I'm
got
gonna
a
get these.
proposition for you.
If you if you do this thing, I'll trade you. So I went back and they had one of each left.
It's like, wow.
So he was still. This was before the proposition. He was still on the
Oh,
fence
that's
about
right,
it.
that's right.
So I hid them, and then he went and made the proposition. So I was gonna go back, but then he beat me to it and went to Walmart and just bought them. Um, and then I was gonna continue looking for the rest of the Rangers for you, but you said, "Oh no, I'm taking it slow and steady."
Yeah, I
So
was
I'm
like,
like,
I'm taking
"Okay,
it slow, taking it
I
slow.
won't go hunting for you." And then he goes and buys the Pink Ranger and Blue Ranger.
It's just out of coincidence, you know. So now my debate is, do I just stop at, you know, the core? But then I feel like I have to get the Green Ranger. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, you have to either get at least the green or the White Ranger. You have
That's
to
what
have
I'm
Tommy in
thinking.
there.
That's my debate. Is like, which one do I get? But
I'll
yeah,
say right now it's probably be easier to get the White Ranger because I'm pretty sure
okay.
the Green Ranger only came in a 2-pack.
Oh, 2-pack with.
One of the putty
Oh,
dudes.
I don't
So I
know.
mean, I guess if you want them to all just like have like a gang beat down
Yeah,
on
they're
one putty
just
dude,
stomping on one buddy.
uh, that could be kind of cool. But
But
yeah,
yeah.
the White Ranger is probably the easier one to obtain.
Well, Best Buy also has am I saying it? Is it? It's just Godar.
Yeah, Goldar, the gold
Okay, I
lion
just feel
dude.
like yeah, okay, yeah, it was that on the nose. Um, yeah, but I think I might grab him. But then if I get him, then and then it's gonna start to
S-
snowball.
So one thing I would say watch out for is there's
Huh.
two different versions of him.
Oh, that's not the Lightning Collection.
Well, no, there's still Lightning Collection,
Okay.
but they have one that has like next to no deco on it. He's just a giant gold blob with like his blue face and stuff. Like it doesn't have a lot of detailing in it.
Okay.
They have an updated version that they either just released or are releasing, but I think it's only been popping up at GameStop, where he's got a lot better deco. He's got a little bit of
Good
a
call.
wash on, so he's got some detailing in him. So that's something to take in
All right.
consideration
Well, then
before
I
you go
won't
and
order that one. I will actually pick that up if I see it. But yeah, so it's just funny. I don't know if you remember, this all started from us playing Rogue Company, and I don't know who said it, but like, "Ay, ay, ay," and then I was like, "Man, I wonder if I should
Pretty sure it was
combine
you
the
who said
figures."
it.
And I was like,
I
"Man,
don't
I
know who
kind of want
said
to
it,
get
but
the
no, it was
figures."
you.
And then it kind of snowballed to this, but I am kind of happy because this is something I want. And then you sent a picture of some of those retro ones, and now I kind of want to see if I can find those, just like on eBay. I imagine it can't be that too expensive. I just want the ones with the head flippers, like
Mhm.
the morphine. Yeah, but yeah, so that's
Well,
my
so they made
weekly.
they made
Like,
retro figures, but like updated,
mm-hmm.
so that they're brand new. You don't have to worry about the fact that some kid flipped that thing 3,000 times and it might not work anymore, or they
Yeah,
might have like all the paint chipped off.
yeah.
And they come in these like really cool like triangle boxes. Um,
Huh.
I don't know how much they'd run because it's been a couple years since I've seen them. Because we're talking like I still worked at GameStop when I saw them last, so it's
Oh,
been about 3 or 4 years. But yeah, they did remake those in these really cool boxes. So
yeah. That sounds expensive.
probably, but
It's
at
making
least
my
it would.
wallet go, ay, ay, ay. Good. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'll kind of like, I mean, if you see, anything, just keep an eye out, let me know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
apart from
keep
the
an eye
Yellow
out for the
Ranger,
yellow and black ranger. Grant, I
yeah,
assume you're just gonna order the black ranger through
yeah, the
Best
Black
Buy.
Ranger I'm just gonna do through Best Buy, just because
Okay, so
easy.
I'll keep my eye out for the yellow ranger. I know people have had a lot of luck at Walgreens with her, so I'll keep an eye out.
I only went to one, so maybe I'll check again. But
I will say for you, the Walgreens over in it would be off of not
us,
Whipple. Yeah, Whipple.
us, huh?
The
Whipple?
Walgreens. So if you leave
Oh, okay,
from
yeah,
Canton
Whipple and
going towards
Fulton.
Belton on
Yeah,
Whipple,
Whipple and Fulton on the
yeah, that
corner.
one's really like good at getting collectibles and like
Oh,
action
that
figures and
just
shit.
happens
So
to be right by my job. So,
right, that's why I figured that'd be a good one for you to check.
all right,
There was a
works well.
time where I found the like entire Juggernaut wave of the Marvel Legends there.
Oh,
So like they usually get pretty stacked there.
cool. Well, I'll check that out tomorrow. I'll let you know.
All right, so does
I
that wrap
said,
up your weekly
yeah,
purchases?
that's my weekly purchases. This was enough pulling teeth as it was.
All right, so I don't have a whole lot this week. It's not like
Just
a week or
15
two ago
items.
where I have like 15 or 20. So the first thing is I pre-ordered a few months ago a actual soft goods cape for the White Knight Batman, and it finally
Mm.
came in. So I just have him in like a plain vanilla pose, but it's pretty cool looking. Looks really nice.
Oh,
Um,
is that like a vinyl,
it's like a pleather.
like a pleather? Okay, yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
It is wired. I will say this: I did have to trim it up because when it showed up, it was way too long. Like
Hmm.
for whatever reason, they made the like sides of it a solid 3 or 4 inches longer than the rest of the cape. Which, if you're gonna have it posed like up in the
Yeah,
air,
that makes
looks
sense.
cool. But if you're gonna have it in just a normal pose with it down, draped over his shoulders, it looks awful because you've got these two long tails coming out of the back of him. Um, so I trimmed it up significantly just to make it so it looks better in that pose because I don't have the shelf space to have him like in any like cool cape whipping action poses. So that finally came in. Then I got some of my pre-orders from Ringside Collectibles. First up is Xavier Woods with his Up Up Down Down Championship. Talked about this back around San Diego Comic Con, how excited I was to finally get him with that belt because that is actually a belt he made for his YouTube channel. So the fact that Mattel was like, we're gonna make it legitimate is kind of a big deal.
Awesome, man.
Um, then also from Ringside Collectibles, I did get my Undisputed Era Bobby Fish action figure in his War Games camo, which leads me into my next purchase, which is some dude on Facebook makes shirts for wrestling action figures. And I'm not gonna show you all of them because there was like 15 of them because he was running like a deal where you get like for like $35 you get 15 of them. So, but like I got the little orange Undisputed Era one, and then like I've got let's see who else is around here that I got a shirt for like CM Punk. And they're pretty legit. A couple of them I've had to make some alterations to, just because the like bottoms of them weren't cut straight, or like one of the sleeves was longer than the other, but nothing too terrible. Overall, considering the price I paid per shirt,
It's not
pretty
bad.
pretty solid. And then my last week purchase just arrived today, and that is the Mezco 112 Gambit.
Damn.
Right?
Damn.
Legit as fuck. And he has like a bunch of these different like energy effects.
That
Super
is so
cool.
awesome.
Um, so that wraps it up for my weekly purchases. I would have had more, but good old USPS is dragging their feet on some stuff that won't get here till next week now.
Under harsh conditions, sir.
Hey, I mean, I wish I could make $20 an hour to not do my job. But that's neither here nor there. So, moving on from weekly purchases, I do want to remind you of our giveaway. Once we hit 350 YouTube subscribers, we will give away a first place prize of the NECA Ultimate Metalhead action figure and a second place prize of the extra large NECA Musical Mutagen Tour merch bundle box. And this comes with an extra large t shirt, a tote bag, a souvenir ticket, backstage pass, and 4 guitar picks. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and share or retweet the post on Instagram or Twitter. On Twitter, the post is pinned, so the second you get there, it's first thing you'll see. You do have to use the hashtag though of Modern Toy 100. Reason it's Modern Toyfare 100 and not 350 is because we started the contest at 100 and we moved on to 350 once we got cooler prizes. So we didn't want to exclude anybody who had already entered. So go make it happen. As I say every week, I don't care if you have to have your grandma subscribe, make 1,000 fake Google accounts. Just get us to that number and we'll give away some prizes. Easy peasy. Again, the rules are simple. You must share or retweet the contest post with the hashtag Modern Toy Fair 100, and you must subscribe to the Modern Toy Fair YouTube channel. So go make it happen. Even if you've already shared it, share it some more, because guess what? The longer it takes us to get to that number, the longer it takes for you to get a chance to win your cool prize. So, I mean, hey, it's helping you more than it's helping me. Don't ignore Jamar and his facial expressions that clearly say that I'm full of shit. But that's going to be it for this week's Modern Toy Fair news. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Modern Toy Fair. Jamar, where can our wonderful fans find you?
Well, of course, you can find me at Jamar_Games, GAMES. I almost forgot how to spell that.
I can
You can find
tell.
me over at Twitter. And then, of course, if you're following me on Twitter, you can see I always post every Monday when there's an episode, which is pretty much every Monday. I post a new episode of Why Are You a Gamer? Like I did this Monday before this show. And I had Aaron on, who was a person who was nice enough to let me come on his show, the Scoot Game podcast. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you on mine. And it was like 3 or 4 months since then. So he's finally come on. We talked some video games. It was really fun. But yeah, that's where else. That's pretty much where you can find me. That's where I'm
All right,
at.
awesome. And you'll notice that Modern Toy Fair regularly retweets the Why Are You a Gamer post, despite the fact
Don't
that is a
retweet.
one-sided love road
Did I
there.
get a mention? I did not get a mention.
Yeah, but that was because I get one got a sassy mention about like, oh, Raph's your favorite turtle now. Ha ha! He
I like to make fun of it. I mean, or make fun with
like make fun of the
make fun
product. Yeah, thanks.
with it.
Yeah. Um, anyway, so you guys can also find us over at Media Junkie on the Fanboy Fight Club podcast. Right now, we're on a hiatus from moving from season 1 to season 2. We'll be back in November, but essentially, 3 fanboys fight, 2 fanboys judge, someone becomes bitch of the week, and we hope that maybe we have an episode after that. All just kind of depends on how mad everyone gets. So go check that out. You can have plenty of time to go catch up on the backlog of, I think there's what, 20 something
Yeah,
episodes?
well, I guess we recorded 30th was the recap, so
Yeah.
29.
Yeah, so
Plus
29
all of
episodes.
our retro episodes as well that were happening each and every odd week.
Yeah, so like almost 60 episodes you can go back and watch and listen
A
to.
lot of
Um
lot of
and I'm
listening.
going to say this right now, the recap episode was probably my favorite out of all of them, just because reliving all of the bullshit moments after the fact and calling them out and then comparing notes was a blast.
Right.
And also getting stats like who had the most losses and the most wins. We have to listen to find out. You can also find me over at Media Junkie on the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast, where me, Jason, and sometimes Kevin, if he decides he's going to be awake that Friday, basically talk about the wrestling news for the week. We go over the different shows, any scandals or anything that hit the interwebs, and we just kind of shoot the shit until we attempt to wrap things up because we've been talking at you for 2 hours. So if you enjoy wrestling, go to give that a listen. People seem to enjoy just the nonsense that ensues. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the link below that for tpublic.com, where I sell shirts, mugs, notebooks, pillows, just about anything you can imagine with either the Modern Toyfare logo on it, some of the Media Junkie logos, or even just random designs I make. Um, all of your favorite pop culture references and characters that haven't been copywritten strikes put against them yet. Uh, so go give that a look. Who knows, you might find something you like. If you do, I appreciate you either way. As always, like and subscribe. And if you enjoy our faces, hit the little bell to get notified when videos go up. Modern Toy Fair news will go up on Fridays, and Modern Toy Fair reviews will go up on Monday. This past Monday, I reviewed the Super 7 Ultimates Raphael figure, and Jamar made fun of me because I just love this figure so much. So,
Favorite.
yeah,
That's all. I just pointed
shame
out
on
simple
me.
fact. You enjoy Raphael more than any of the other turtles. Just admit it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
well, you know what? If they wouldn't wait 6 years to even show us Donatello, maybe I'd have a Donatello figure that I could just rant and rave about. Um, Also, if you don't enjoy our faces, we do have an audio only version of Modern Toy
Probably
Fair
not.
News available on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify Pocket Cast, Spotify, and other podcast apps you know and love. So check that out, and we will see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
Hi. Spotify.
Spotify.